Hey, welcome back. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the third universal law, which is the law of correspondence. So, you ever feel like you're just stuck in life, like the same problems just keep happening over and over and over again in your life, like you're just stuck in the same patterns and the same problems keep popping up in your life, like the same toxic relationships that you ever find yourself in, or like money problems that you constantly find yourself in, just spinning your wheels, nothing's changing. You're always just going through the same problems, just in a different way. Like your life is just on repeat. That's the law of correspondence in action. What's happening around you is actually a direct reflection of what's going on inside of you. Your external is mirroring what's taking place internally. So that's what the law of correspondence is about. It's about understanding that the things that are taking place on the outside of you are starting on the inside of you. So if your mind is cluttered, or you're overwhelmed, or you're full of self-doubt, that chaos that you feel internally is going to manifest itself throughout your life. You're going to see chaos all around you, from the messy bathroom to the unpaid bills and to all like the never ending notifications that are popping up on your phone, just chaos all around you. The clutter that's taking place in your mind is spilling over into every aspect of your life. But here's the thing. The messy bathroom, the messy car, the unpaid bills, the toxic relationships, those aren't the root problem. They're just symptoms of the root problem. They're just symptoms of what's going on inside of you. But when you start clearing the clutter of your mind, when you get intentional about your thoughts, your beliefs, and the actions that you take, you'll notice that the external chaos in your life begins to kind of settle down as well. And it's all connected, but it starts internally. You have to clear the clutter internally first before the outside will become clear as well. For instance, if you have resentment towards someone, you can't then expect to have a healthy relationship with that person. Again, your internal mirrors your external. Internally, you have resentment towards that person. It's going to show up in that relationship. You can't expect that to be a fulfilling and healthy relationship if you're walking around with resentment towards that person. Another thing is, if you have the belief that you're not good enough. If internally you believe that you're not good enough, you're going to miss out on opportunities. Things aren't going to go your way because, again, your internal is reflecting externally. On the flip side, if you believe that you can accomplish anything, if you have the confidence and you know that you're capable and good things always happen for you, that's going to show up in the external as well. Because internally, you have that self-belief. And so externally, you're going to approach opportunities with self-belief and confidence, and you're going to be able to take advantage of the opportunities whenever they show up. And you're going to attract people and situations that reflect that internal belief system that you have. So let me tell you how this differentiates between what we've already discussed, the law of divine oneness and the law of vibration. So if you look at the law of divine oneness, it's basically the big picture law, right? It shows how everything in the universe is interconnected. There's no separation between me or you or the universe. Everything is just interconnected. We're all part of the same source, and then our actions, our beliefs, and our thoughts all create these ripples that affect everything around us. Now, the law of vibration is much easier to understand because it's essentially just the law of frequency. Everything vibrates at its own frequency, and positive, high vibration emotions and things and frequencies attract positive, high vibration things into your life, where also negative thoughts, negative beliefs, negative frequency is going to attract more of that into your life. So law of vibration is all about what frequency you're on. And the law of correspondence, that's more personal. That has to do with what's going on inside of you and how that is reflecting outside of you. It's the connection between your inner and your outer worlds. So while divine oneness is about the collective, and vibration is about energy levels, correspondence really zooms in on your life. Like, it has to do with you. It basically shows you a mirror and asks, what's going on? What's going on internally that is causing this to reflect externally? It's like it kind of forces you to look at it like, why are these patterns continuously showing up in my life? Why do I continuously get in these toxic relationships? Why do I continuously miss out on these golden opportunities that present themselves? Why does everything always bad happen to me? Why is my life so chaotic? Well, it's a reflection of how you are, how you feel internally. Here's the thing, your internal world is what sets the tone. It's not the universe attacking you. It's not God punishing you. It's what's going on internally? What are your beliefs, your thoughts internally? Because that is what's going to become reflected externally. I'm going to say that 1,000 times until everyone gets it, because that's what it's about. And here's how you can start to change some of those negative beliefs that are causing negative external circumstances to continue to show up in your life. First, you need to notice the pattern. You need to take a step back and take a look at your life and see what keeps showing up. Is it constant drama? Is it constant scarcity? Is it a feeling of unworthiness? Those patterns, they're not just coincidences. That's a clue to what still needs healing inside of you. The next thing you need to do is you need to start paying attention to what you're saying to yourself. When negative thoughts pop up, don't let them control you. Don't hone in on them and focus in on them. When negative thoughts pop up, notice them, become conscious of them, and change them to their contrasting thought. So like instead of saying, man, I suck, start to think of something more positive like, yo, I'm getting better. Stop telling yourself you suck. Stop speaking bad to yourself. Like, you live with yourself every single day. Be kind to yourself. I know that's kind of like oversimplified, but it works. Just be kind to yourself. How would you like other people to talk to you? Speak to yourself that same way. Even when you're playing, your mind doesn't know when you're just joking. So if you say, oh, I suck at this. Oh, I never get this. Oh, this never happens for me. Don't talk like that. Your words are important. Again, everything's vibration. Your words put out vibration. Positive words, positive vibration, high vibration. That's what's coming back to you. Don't ever let yourself sink down to speak negatively of yourself, because that's what you're going to attract back into your life. Your brain believes what you tell it. So stop telling it negative stuff. Tell your brain you're unstoppable. Tell it you can achieve anything that you want to. Tell your brain that you're amazing. Tell your brain every day I'm getting better and better. Another way that you can change how these negative beliefs are showing up in your life is to clear out the clutter. Figure out what's going on inside of you. What thoughts do you have? What recurring patterns are showing up in your life? Write them down, practice, have a journaling session or a meditation session, or go see a therapist to really dissect what's going on inside of you and kind of sort through the mental chaos that you got going on. For most of you, it's unforgiveness. You're still holding on to grudges. You're still holding on to resentment. And the whole time, what people tell me is like, oh, this doesn't apply to me. I'm fine. This doesn't apply to me. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to spend some time on this because I get so frustrated and tired of hearing people say, oh, this doesn't apply to me though. Like, I'm perfectly fine. And the whole time they're telling me that they're fine, they're walking around angry about something that's happened decades ago. Whole time they're telling me they're fine, yet they're avoiding like certain places or certain people just to dodge the discomfort of like unresolved pain that came with that relationship. Whole time they're telling me that they're fine, but they're snapping at their spouse or the kids over these little minor inconveniences, or giving the cold shoulder to their friends who don't even know what they did wrong. Passive aggressive in their communication, or like constantly using sarcasm or little jabs, like thinking that no one notices it. Telling me that they're fine, but they're constantly venting about like old things that have happened to them, bringing up the same stories of getting hurt over and over and over. But they're fine, but it doesn't apply to them. They tell me they're fine, but yet they can't trust anyone, or they question every motive, every relationship. Every time someone does something kind for them, it's oh, what's the ulterior motive here? Oh, but they're fine though. None of this applies to them. And deep down, they're still carrying that betrayal or that heartbreak or that time someone did them wrong. They can't fully give themselves in relationships. They build these huge walls that even the people that love them the most can't get in. Oh, but they're fine. This doesn't apply to them. They just sabotage themselves with opportunities or growth or relationships. They just sabotage it because internally they don't believe that they're worthy or that they're capable. And the whole time they're blaming somebody else for their crappy life. But this doesn't apply to them though. Not this. Like the same thing. Like people tell me like, oh, I'm fine, but yet every night when they get home, they're pouring a drink to numb out from the day every single day, but they're just, taking the edge off or unwinding or blowing off some steam. But it's a crutch. They don't want to feel those negative emotions that they're too scared to face. It's a way to avoid feeling the pain or anger or the resentment that they refuse to face, that they refuse to deal with. They say they're fine, but their actions just scream bitterness. But this ain't for them though. This ain't for them. Or the people that are just overly critical, right? The people that just project their own hurt on everyone around them. They say they're fine, but yet their life is full of chaos. Their homes are messy. Their cars are messy. They got neglected responsibilities or missed opportunities because the clutter in their mind is bleeding into their external world. But none of this is for them though. Like they're cool. They're fine. They don't have any problems. But here's the kicker. They ain't fooling nobody. Not me, not the people around them. They're not even fooling themselves. They're walking around with all this anger and this resentment and this shame and this guilt. And it's written all over the way that they live, the way that they talk, the way that they respond in relationships, the way that they treat other people. They've built their entire personality around this pain that they refuse to let go of. Oh, but this ain't for them though. They're fine. So don't tell me you're fine or this doesn't apply to me when your life is a reflection of the chaos going on in your mind. And here's the truth. It's not the situations. It's not the people. It's not even the drinking. It's the story that they keep telling themselves of why they're justified for continuing to hold all this weight and all this baggage. And that's what's keeping you stuck. So no, you're not fine. And until you face it, nothing is ever going to change. You're never going to become the best version of yourself. You're never going to grow past the pain and the resentment and the anger and the things that people have done to you or said to you. You're never going to grow past it. It happened and it lived with you for your entire life and then you died. And the whole time you could have been living this beautiful, wonderful, peaceful existence, but you refused to look at yourself in the mirror and say, oh shit, I need to change this. Or you don't even realize that you have the capability of changing it. But you do. And that's why I do everything that I do to show people you have the capability of becoming whoever you want to be, accomplishing whatever you want to accomplish, overcoming everything that's ever happened to you. We all have the ability within us to make that change and to become the best versions of ourselves. Or at least damn close to it, at least much better than where we are, holding on to the baggage of the resentment and the anger and all these things that are prohibiting us and affecting our relationships negatively and holding us back from actually becoming more valuable to ourselves and to everyone around us. Okay, so now that I've unloaded all that, I breathe. Okay, so where were we? Right. How to change the negative beliefs. Next thing you need to focus on is alignment. You need to set goals that are aligned with the person that you want to become. And make sure that your actions mirror your intentions. Everything starts to flow more effortlessly when you align your intentions with your actions. The last thing, we've discussed this in key number 1 of becoming the best version of yourself. Take responsibility. Take responsibility for where you're at. Take responsibility for everything that's happened to you. When you accept responsibility for the role that you have in creating your life, you have the strength and the capability of changing it. So To close, the law of correspondence is all about, it's just holding a mirror up to you. It's showing what's going on internally because that's what's going to reflect externally. Change your inner world, and your outer world will rise to meet you where you've changed your inner world. The mirror doesn't lie, so use it to create the life that you've dreamed of. I hope you got something from this. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.